Hi everybody, it's Duncan again from McRae's Window Cleaning here in Brisbane, Australia. Welcome to our YouTube channel and the latest toolbox review that we're going to discuss today. We've got a lovely sunny Saturday and I'm looking forward to chatting with you about my Gardiner water-fed pole and what I like about it. Back soon. So let me chat to you about my Gardiner water-fed pole. A little bit of history. When I first got into water-fed window cleaning, my pure water cleaning, I sourced my equipment from Window Cleaning World in Sydney. I got my DI tank, but at that time I got a Rigidity pole because they were the distributors for Rigidity in Australia. And I had a few difficulties with that, and I had to have quite a few warranty issues, replace a few issues with the clamps. I had whole new clamps within the first couple of years of that pole. Thankfully, Perry Tate from Rigidity was very accommodating, and we got the pole working well. But in the end, I was grateful that I didn't use that anymore. So when I restarted my business, and in 2016, after a year out of the industry, I went back to Window Cleaning World, and they were now the exclusive distributors for Gardiner poles. So that's why I bought Gardiner, because I trusted the recommendation of my supplier. So what have I got? Well, I have a 27-foot carbon fibre, so that's what it looks like. And it has the top clamp to hold the brush connector, and then we've got the 4 clamps there. Now, in addition to that, I've also got the extension, which makes it then the 27 takes it up to 35. So this is the SL-X35 model, as you can see. So that additional section just gives me to make 3.5 story a walk in the park to get done. Now, it's very effective too. I use the same system for cleaning solar panels that I can reach on roofs. So let's talk a little bit about the actual pole itself and what I like about it. As you can see, currently I'm using a Tucker brush head, 12-inch brush head, and it has the rinse bar across here. It has synthetic bristles as well. Here is boar's hair bristles in the center, which gives a real good scrubbing power. And in the center I have, on this side, a pencil and fan jet here, and then an over-the-top rinse bar, which you can see there. I use all of it plugged in when I'm cleaning windows. I rarely have any issues with that. Now, it of course is a Euro thread, so this Gardiner connector here connects to the Euro thread, which gives really quick release. You can change brush heads very, very quickly. Now, when I bought the pole, the brush head that I bought was the Gardiner Superlights. Now, a number of the YouTube gurus, such as Steve-O the Window Cleaner, some of the other ones in England, Ashley McIntosh, a number of others have reviewed the Gardiner Superlight and rate it quite highly. I find it's very effective. It's got the 2 levels of bristles. This one just has 2 pencil jets inside, but I've installed a Gardiner over the top rinse bar, which has 2 fan jets. That works really, really well. And of course my bronze wool scrubber across the top there, which DA components have made it such that it's very easy to release just with the quick lock method that works well with these Gardiner poles. So the great thing about the quick lock is that you can use a variety of, so Gardiner also has another quick lock which has a Euro thread, so there's 2 styles and they connect really well. So that's the original, that's the first thing that you would get with your pole, which if you're going to get a quick lock, so then you can very quickly connect the Euro thread straight on. There you have it, and you can then connect that to where the pole. So you've got 2 choices there. So this one here extends what's coming out of the pole, which gives you, with the adjustable piece there, gives you a really good reach. So you can imagine if that was plugged in, It gives you a really good reach to getting into a ledge. Over the top of a ledge, you can get right down to the glass. Of course, you can adjust the brush head here too to get different angles. A really great combination of little connectors and extensions that are really fast to chain. So bang, bang, there we go, and I'm back to the pole. So really, really effective. Now, another great thing about the pole is that it has a connector, and for the life of me, can't remember without looking up at the website. I'll put it on the website as to what they call it. But it's a great connector that goes into your water-fed pole that then allows you to use this large pole for traditional work. So that connects beautifully to any of the washers and squeegees that I use, whether it's a Mormon or Unga Ninja, any of the washer T-bars, and it allows me to use my pole. I've got something really high inside a building, inside say a showroom, so I use my water-fed pole to do traditional work because of the ease of use. Now let me talk to you about the clamps. With a lot of water-fed poles, the big issue is the clamps. So as you can see, I've got 5 clamps sitting here on the pole. Top one holds the connected to the brushes, and then you've got the 4 main clamps. The great thing about this in the last 3.5 years that I've had this pole, I haven't had any issues with those clamps moving on the pole, that I have to get them re-glued or refitted to the pole. Not like I had with the Rigidity pole. Now, I know Rigid's changed all their formats, but back then in the day when I had my first pole, that was a big problem with the pole clamps coming away from the pole. This has never happened at all with this Gardiner pole. And the lovely thing is that obviously you're going to get wear and tear because, you know, you're opening and closing, it's going to have some wear on the pole itself. But that allows you, because you've got this great little adjusting screw here, you can just a little turn, and now you've got a really good, and then the clamp holds really well. So that's really useful for up the top here, because you might have noticed that when I was trying to put in my traditional connector, that it didn't fit as well, so I would need to adjust that screw so that it fits well, and then when I put another one in, I can adjust the screw. It just makes the clamps are brilliant. No problems with the clamps at all. Now, another question that people raise about water-fed poles, especially carbon fiber poles, is the rigidity or flex that a pole has. Now, let me show you a 10-second video. So this is of me fully extending this pole, 27 foot. Now granted, there's no water running through it, there's no brush head, there's no pole hose. So there's a little bit more weight when that goes on. But when you look at the video, note the rigidity of it fully extended. Check it out. Now, some window cleaners love some really good flex. They think that gives a better scrub pattern. For me, it may be that for me, I get my scrubbing power from the brush head, not from the way this is rigid or flex. So this has just enough flex for it to be able to really have good control, but not too much that I feel like I lost control. So it has a real good balance of rigidity, and that's why I highly recommend this pole. If you're starting out in window cleaning, water-fed pole window cleaning, it's a great way to start. Now, there are lots of other poles that have all sorts of amazing things. Over 8 it's not a round pole, it's got different shape to it. A lot of people love the Phantom. There's the Zero poles in the United States, but some of those poles aren't being shipped into Australia. So I can't comment on how good they are in comparison to the Gardiner. I just know that they would have to be amazing to make this a pole that I'd have to get rid of, or I would change. I'm going to stick with this for quite some time. So it costs a little bit extra, but it's really worthwhile. So that's my opinion of my Gardiner water-fed pole, and I hope that's very helpful for you if you're thinking of getting into water-fed window cleaning, you'll find it a really good addition to your toolbox. Now, Gardiner's not just available, of course, in Australia, they're available across the world, the United States, the United Kingdom, and many other countries, and they're one of the great poles in the window cleaning industry. So thanks very much for watching. If you've enjoyed this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and if you'd love to share it with your friends, I really appreciate that too. Don't forget if you want to leave comments at the bottom of this video, just pop down to the bottom of the video here and leave a comment. Thank you to all those who do on my toolbox reviews. I really appreciate that. You know who you are. You're always regularly sharing your comments and thoughts on the video, so I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for that. But if you'd like to interact with us too on social media, at McRae's Window Cleaning, you can see across there both in Facebook and Instagram, and you can direct message me through those means if you have any other questions that you'd like to ask about the Gardiner water-fed pole. So until next time, have a great weekend and we'll see you around. Bye.